Yeah, I've got no idea who's going to win Money in the Bank, but I tell you what, if that chinless git gets involved this year, then I'm going to... Hello there, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture, and this is 10 wrestling facts we didn't know last week, where I fill you in on a load of stuff we didn't have a bloody clue about 7 days ago from the world of wrestling. This week, find out who flipped off Wade Barrett when he quit WWE, which superstar viewed himself as a failure, and the unbelievable wrestler who almost joined the NWO. So wrestling fans, yes, even those of you in Ethiopia, let's get this show started and turn that comment section into a happy utopia. Number 10. WrestleMania 34 had hidden meaning for Charlotte Flair. During an interview with ESPN, Flair revealed that her opponent's nationality wasn't lost on her pre-match ahead of WrestleMania 34. Charlotte's younger brother Reed last wrestled in Japan, and the country was a major part of her father Rick's in-ring career throughout the 1970s and 80s. Right before going through the curtain in New Orleans and having one of the best matches, Charlotte was emotional and considered that the moment her career had come full circle. Number 9. Finn Bálor viewed LGBTQ support as superior to his demon character. Bálor shared with Sports Illustrated that fans who would have preferred to see him come out as the demon for the opening triple threat at WrestleMania should remember that the people behind him on that stage are so often excluded in life. To him, WrestleMania was more about giving those folks a platform to express themselves. Aw, isn't that nice? And also, let's not forget the shit that happened last time he was the demon. Number 8. WCW's heavyweights grumbled about following cruiserweight matches. Eric Bischoff on his 83-week show didn't specifically name names, although he did drop in Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall later on. Funny that. All he did say was that top guys thought cruisers like Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho and Eddie Guerrero were great, until they saw them wrestle a few matches, and then they sort of changed their minds a little bit. Yes, they hated going on after some blistering cruiserweight title bouts. They even told Bischoff it wasn't exactly fair that they had to perform hot on the heels of some exciting, fast-paced action. Aww. Must be so hard being Hulk Hogan, eh? Number 7. CM Punk told Corey Graves he didn't want friends in WWE. One night, WWE were rolling through Chicago and the announcer wondered if his friend would like to catch up over some dinner. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah, well that is when Punk replied, telling Graves that he had no interest in being friends with him or anybody who was still associated with WWE. Oh, well. Me, I guess. That, along with Chick Magnet's later comments about WWE, enraged Corey so much that he's been, a little bit outspoken on social media about his ex-friend's UFC fights. In Graves' mind, Punk turned his back on him solely because he happened to work for a company that Punk left on bad terms. Yep. Number 6. Eric Bischoff viewed Halloween Havoc as bigger than Starrcade. If you don't like Halloween Havoc, chances are I don't care for you as a person. Look at the size of that pumpkin. On his 83-week show, Bischoff said that Havoc was the one WCW executives saw as their biggest show. And there was one main reason for this. The last 5 Havoc events emanated from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. To Bischoff and others, this was a golden opportunity to co-brand with the casinos and boost the organization's profile. And presumably have a bloody good time whilst doing it too. Starrcade may have had the greater history, but that didn't matter to Bischoff when he was making it rain. Number 5. Raven saw himself as a failure for never becoming WWE champion. Right, Raven's title haul includes stints as WWE Hardcore, WCW Light Heavyweight, WCW United States, WCW Tag Team, ECW World Heavyweight, ECW Tag Team, and NWA World Champion, and a whole host of other belts on the independent circuit too. And yet, during an appearance on Sean Mooney's Primetime podcast, Raven revealed he once viewed his entire career as one colossal failure, all because he never became WWE World Champion. The mad bastard. That was until a psychologist asked how Raven would view that career if it was someone else. Finally, the ECW legend started to make peace with himself. After years of self-doubt, Raven finally accepted that, yeah, he'd had a pretty good career. Number 4. The Godfather almost joined the New World Order. This guy. Charles Wright confessed to having talks with WCW on WWE Network's photo shoot show about how he was supposed to come in as NWO's bodyguard. When negotiations fell through, he signed a new deal with WWE and went on to play perhaps his most infamous character. Things could have been very different. Not just for The Godfather, but for Virgil too. You see, when Wright turned down WCW, Virgil signed on, became Vincent, and assumed the role of the NWO Heavy. Number 3. Chris Jericho once roughed up Michael Cole for his commentary. On a March 2013 episode of Raw, Chris Jericho hosted his usual highlight reel segment with The Miz and Wade Barrett. Mid-banter, Michael Cole on commentary said, under orders of Vince McMahon of course, that the skit was awful. Then, when Brad Maddox stumbled his way through a promo, Cole called the segment Raw's worst ever. Yeah, that didn't sit too well with Y2J. On his Talk Is Jericho podcast, Jericho said the next night on SmackDown, he couldn't take his eyes off Cole, and even roughed him up a little behind the announce desk. He would later apologise, but Y2J admitted to calling the commentator everything from a motherfucker to a f***ing asshole when the cameras were rolling. Oh, I just want to take a moment to really enjoy that. Number 2. Y2J flipped Wade Barrett the bird on his last day with WWE. 2 days removed from WrestleMania 32, my best friend Stu Bennett, or Wade Barrett as you probably know him, left SmackDown enraged after an argument with Talent Relations. He'd been kicked out of the League of Nations faction, didn't that go well, the previous night on Raw, and knew he was pretty much done with the company. Y2J was on his way into the parking garage that Barrett was leaving and jokingly flipped him the bird as the two passed. Barrett couldn't help but think the gesture was rather fitting. After all, Jericho had been his mentor on the original NXT show when he started. And now, on his way out the door, Jericho was seeing him off. Bye! Number 1. The Miz once had to use the same bathroom as fans. Long before he was one of WWE's best promo talents and a made man in the company, The Miz was once kicked out of the locker room and forced to change in hallways. That is common knowledge. What isn't is the fact he once had to share a bathroom with WWE fans. Miz told Busted Open Radio a brilliant story about the time he couldn't find a bathroom backstage. Now, nature was calling, so The Miz was forced to literally go out into the stands and use the same restroom as everyone who'd bought a ticket. Awkward. Here was a WWE superstar being recognised by fans whilst taking a whiz at the same urinals as the people who paid to see him work. Bad time to ask for a selfie? So there you have it. You are all up to date and you can take these facts and show them off to your mates to make them feel stupid. We all do it. I know I do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And you can read the full article that this series is based on. It's up at whatculture.com now and written by my boy Jamie Kennedy. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from What Culture. Now go away.